Direct command from Archangel Michael. Before midnight, a jealous neighbor's dark magic could cancel your $500,000 transfer. The name will be revealed inside. This is not a message for all. This is not a message to be taken lightly. This is a message for the chosen, for the ones whose ears are attuned to the voice of heaven, for the ones who understand that when the heavens speak, time itself trembles. Hear this clearly. Before the midnight hour strikes, before the clock touches 11:58 p.m. tonight, a decree hath been issued in the courts of heaven. The eyes of the Lord are scanning the earth, and Archangel Michael himself has descended, not to whisper, but to command. Here is a blessing positioned before you. A transfer of $500,000, not merely digits on a screen, but a divine allocation of destiny, a release of resources that have been held back until this appointed moment. Yet, in the shadows, the spirit of jealousy has stirred. A neighbor, someone who smiles in public yet mutters curses in private, has positioned themselves as an adversary, weaving threads of dark magic, whispering incantations meant to delay, to cancel, to snatch from you what heaven has already written in your name. Their identity will be revealed, but for now their presence is marked as neighbor's name, a placeholder for envy, betrayal, and counterfeit friendship. Understand this. It is not what they say in daylight that threatens you, but what they whisper in the silence of the night. Their envy burns like coals beneath their tongue. Their eyes wander upon what is yours, and their spirit longs to touch what their hands cannot earn. You have felt it in sudden setbacks, in unexplained drains, in delays that seemed unnatural. You have felt it in the unease that presses upon your chest when you cross their path. That is not coincidence. That is recognition. But hear this warning and hear it well. This message is selective. It is not for those who doubt. It is not for the casual listener. It is for the ones chosen to obey the heavenly command. For heaven does not war in confusion. Heaven wars in obedience. You are instructed to remain still, to guard your tongue, to lock your spirit in silence. For silence is strategy and obedience is protection. The command is simple yet sharp. Do not fight with words, for Archangel Michael is already unsheathing the sword of fire on your behalf. By the stroke of midnight, alignments will shift. Decisions in the unseen will be made final. Either the blessing will be sealed to your account, or it will be delayed by your disobedience. The heavens are watching. The angels are writing. And the scales of justice are tipping even now. Type "I am protected" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1717 is now covering your household. Hear me now, for the hour is short and the heavens have issued their decree. Archangel Michael stands in command tonight. His wings of fire stretch across the horizon. His sword gleams with the brilliance of divine justice, and his voice pierces through the storm of envy that seeks to surround your dwelling. Do not take this lightly. The time is marked, the hour is sealed. Before midnight, before the clock touches 11:58 p.m., you must heed this command. I invoke his presence now, Michael, captain of the heavenly hosts, surround the house of the chosen. Let the holy fire descend as a shield around every window, every threshold, every corner of the property. Let no word of darkness pass through. Let no spirit of envy find a foothold. Let no whisper of betrayal settle within the walls. Heaven's army is encamped, but heaven requires your obedience. The urgency of the moment cannot be overstated. Within hours, not days, not weeks, within hours the confrontation in the unseen will reach its climax. Even now, the jealous neighbor thinks their plot is hidden, but heaven sees. Even now, They imagine their dark words will pass unnoticed, but I interrupt them in the spirit with this command. They will be exposed. Their intentions will fall to the ground. Their schemes will return upon their own heads. If you are hearing this message, know this. You were chosen to receive it. This revelation is not scattered to all. It does not fall randomly like dust in the wind. It is directed, precise, aimed at your spirit because heaven has marked you. You are the recipient of a financial blessing ordained long before the foundations of the earth. $500,000 transfer meant not only for your provision, but as a testimony of God's unfailing hand over your life. That is why the enemy rages. That is why the neighbor plots. That is why envy festers. The command of heaven is clear. Do not engage in argument. Do not rise to the bait of confrontation. Do not waste words defending yourself against those who seek to undermine you. For every word you speak in flesh is a key handed to the enemy. Instead, lock the doors of the Spirit first. Guard your silence like a fortress. Watch as Archangel Michael fights in the places you cannot see. Even now, can you sense it? The ticking of the clock grows louder. It is not the natural clock you hear, but the metallic chime of eternity. A cold wind brushes against your skin, a sign of spiritual movement. The scent of smoke lingers faintly, not of earthly fire, but of the incense of warfare rising before the throne. These are the markers of the unseen, the evidence that the battle is real, and that heaven is already engaged on your behalf. Pause now. Breathe deeply. Whisper this petition aloud, for your agreement activates heaven's intervention. Michael, expose the lie. Michael, reveal the hidden hand. Michael, shield the transfer. Michael, secure what belongs to me by right of heaven's decree. As these words leave your lips, a seal is set in the unseen. Chains are breaking. Shadows are scattering. The jealous neighbor who thought their work was hidden now stands naked before the light. Their mutterings lose power. Their curses lose grit. Their envy dissolves like ash in the wind. Tonight, before the stroke of midnight, know this. You are surrounded. You are guided. You are chosen. You are sealed. Heaven has moved, and Archangel Michael himself watches at your gate. Type "Holy Fire protects me" in the comments if you receive this command. Blessing code 1818 now burns as a shield over your life. Even now, the signs have been circling you like smoke around a flame, subtle yet undeniable, whispering that something beneath the surface is shifting. You have noticed the misplaced files, the papers that seem to vanish only to reappear where you never left them. You have sensed the sideways glances, the lingering stares that hold more than casual curiosity. You have felt the weight of favors that seem too costly, too calculated, never truly given from the heart but always tied to something hidden. These are not coincidences. These are the fingerprints of betrayal, left behind like clues of an unseen hand. Yes, they smile at you in daylight, but their whispers sharpen in the midnight hour. They greet you politely, but their tongue twists your name when the shadows stretch across their walls. The jealous neighbor does not come openly. Envy never announces itself in honesty. It cloaks itself in kindness. It masks itself in small talk. It hides behind courtesy, yet it plots in silence. You have felt it, the subtle drain that steals your strength, the delays that make no sense, the confirmations that suddenly vanish without explanation. These are not normal delays. These are signals. These are disruptions seeded by a spirit that does not belong in your atmosphere. And you ask yourself, why do I feel watched? The reason is clear, because you are watched. Not by heaven alone, but by eyes that do not belong to you. There are glances cast too long, questions asked too carefully, gestures given with too much calculation. There are eyes in the dark that were never meant to gaze upon your path. There are ears straining to hear words you were never meant to speak aloud. Their curiosity is not innocent, it is weaponized. Their interest is not concern, it is envy clothed as care. And you feel it within your spirit. The unrest, the unease, the sense that something is moving against you without your permission. It is the Holy Spirit awakening you, showing you the truth that not every friend is for you, not every neighbor is harmless, not every word spoken to you is meant to build you. Some are meant to drain you, to delay you, to plant seeds of doubt in your soil. But take heart, for here lies your power. They may think they know something, but they do not know all. They may see fragments of your blessing, but they do not see the fullness of heaven's decree. They may whisper curses, but they cannot override the blood of the Lamb that already speaks louder than their incantations. They may imagine their spells will stop your breakthrough, but heaven has already recorded your transfer in the eternal ledger. Their sight is limited. Their power is counterfeit. Their reach is cut short. You must hold steady in this moment. Do not let suspicion consume you. Do not let fear entangle you. Recognize the signs, but remember that recognition does not mean defeat. What they meant to harm you with is already being unraveled by the one who sees all. The mystery is not meant to crush you. It is meant to awaken you. The destruction is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to drive you deeper into obedience. You stand now in a thin place, a sacred edge where the natural collides with the supernatural. The betrayal is real. The whispers are real. But greater still is the protection that surrounds you. Archangel Michael is positioned, and the jealous neighbor's schemes are unraveling even now. Type "I am guarded" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 1919 now seals your transfer and shields your spirit. Beloved, if this message has pierced your spirit, if you feel the weight of heaven's urgency tonight, then know this: every time you stand with this mission, you help break chains not only over your life, but over countless others. This is not about supporting a channel. It is about sowing into the field of souls. When you give, you are not giving to a person. You are sowing into a harvest that will outlast you. Scripture says the measure you sow is the measure you shall reap. And tonight the heavens are opening over every hand that releases. I say this as a prophetic declaration. Your act of giving becomes a seed of protection around your own finances. You can partner now through Super Thanks, YouTube memberships, or directly through the PayPal link in the video description. Every seed becomes oil, every gift becomes fire, every act of generosity becomes a weapon in the Spirit. If you hear the voice of God in this message, do not delay. Act now, for obedience and giving unlocks obedience in heaven. Beloved, hear me now with clarity, for the Spirit says, what you are experiencing is not mere coincidence, nor is it the random cruelty of life. This is not just about misplaced files, delayed confirmations, or whispered words from a jealous neighbor. This is about a war waged in the unseen realms. This is about the refinement of your soul, the testing of your faith, the sharpening of your discernment. Heaven has allowed this moment not to break you, but to fortify you, not to strip you, but to crown you. For you are not like the rest. You have been chosen, set apart, and marked by heaven's seal. Understand this truth. You are a target not because you are weak, but because you are strong. You are marked not because you are overlooked, but because you are about to step into favor so great that even the spirits of envy tremble at your rising. The enemy does not rage against the empty. The enemy rages against the one about to overflow. This attack is not random. It is precise. It is intentional. And it is proof of your coming breakthrough. But here lies the mystery of heaven. How you respond in this hour determines how heaven seals the outcome. If you panic, if you rush, if you let fear grip your tongue and anger stir your hand, then you empower the very one who seeks your downfall. Panic fuels them. But if you hold steady, if you remain still, if you anchor yourself in obedience, then the jealous neighbor's curses collapse under their own weight. Stillness dismantles their work. Silence destroys their whisper. Obedience unlocks Michael's sword. Lift your eyes now and see through the veil. Angels are watching, recording, observing. The heavens are not absent from your trial. They have already opened the ledger. They have already documented the schemes. They have already marked the hour of reversal. What looks like chaos in your life is carefully catalogued in heaven's book. Every delay, every disruption, every whispered, every curse written. And alongside it, the countermeasures are already being set. For heaven does not watch idly. Heaven responds. Heaven does not sleep. Heaven keeps record. You may ask, why must I endure this? The answer is simple, because you are being refined for more. You are not only carrying a financial blessing of $500,000, you are carrying a mantle of testimony. Heaven is showing you who truly surrounds you, who truly stands with you, and who truly plots against you. Without this testing, you would walk blind into greater danger. With this testing, your eyes are sharpened, your discernment heightened, your faith anchored. The jealous neighbor imagines their words hold power, but they are no match for the decree of heaven. Their dark magic is counterfeit. Their envy is powerless against the blood. The only question is whether you will align yourself with the strategy of heaven or be baited into battle on earth. This is why Archangel Michael's command is sharp. Be silent, be still, and let the war unfold in the unseen where victory is already written. You are not alone. Even now, the hosts of heaven encamp around you. Even now, the scales of justice tilt in your favor. Even now, the Spirit whispers, hold steady, the reversal is near. Type I am steadfast in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 2020 is now active, anchoring you in divine stillness and heavenly strength. The hour has come for me to speak plainly. The spirit of envy has moved from whispers to action. The jealous neighbor who has watched you, who has whispered against you, who has plotted in secret, now prepares a move before the midnight hour. This is not imagination. This is not paranoia. This is the Spirit of the Lord pulling back the veil so you may see what has been said against you. They prepare to interfere with what heaven has already decreed, the $500,000 transfer that belongs to you by divine right. Listen carefully, for timing is everything. Within 72 hours, if this is left unchecked, their interference will attempt to escalate. Already you have seen small delays, unexplained calls, missing confirmations. But the Spirit warns, the disruption is seeking to grow bolder. Unauthorized emails may appear. Calls from unknown numbers may strike your phone at unusual hours. Messages that carry subtle confusion may suddenly find their way to you. The bank may hesitate. The systems may falter. But understand this. It is not the system failing. It is the enemy attempting to plant corruption in the flow of blessing. And here is the truth. The jealous neighbor is not the root. Their name matters little in comparison to the spirit behind them. The spirit of envy, The spirit of sabotage, the spirit of poverty masquerading as power. This is what fuels their action. Do not be deceived by the face, for the face is merely a vessel. The real battle is against the force that puppets them in the dark. That is why Archangel Michael is engaged. That is why this message has reached you in time. The heavens say, do not allow fear to paralyze you, but do not allow arrogance to make you careless. This moment requires watchfulness. This moment requires discernment. This moment requires that you stay awake in spirit and alert in the natural. For the jealous neighbor believes their plan is hidden, yet heaven will reveal the truth at the appointed hour. Their name will be unveiled, their actions will be exposed, but know this, it is not their identity that holds power, but the hand of heaven that restrains them. And so I warn you again with urgency. Before the stroke of midnight, a choice must be made. Will you align with the instruction given? Will you keep silent? Will you remain steadfast, guarding your tongue and fortifying your spirit? For every rash word you speak gives fuel to their flame. Every unguarded action opens a door they may exploit. But every act of obedience tightens the hedge of fire that surrounds you. Picture this clearly. In the courts of heaven, the scales are tipping even now. On one side, the jealous neighbor's curses. On the other, the chosen one's obedience. Your silence, your stillness, your alignment, these weigh heavily in heaven's decision. And by midnight, what was meant to be stolen will either be sealed to you or delayed further. Do not give the enemy what they seek. This is not a warning to fear. This is a warning to prepare. Watch it. Pray. Guard. Be still. Heaven fights for you, but heaven requires your obedience. And when the jealous neighbor takes their step, they will stumble. Their attempt will backfire. Their actions will collapse beneath the weight of divine justice. But only if you stand as commanded. The time is short. The heavens are speaking, and Michael is already drawing near. Type I will obey in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2323 is now released, guarding your transfer and sealing your obedience. Hear this command clearly. You are not called to fight this battle in the flesh. You are not commanded to argue, to confront, or to expose the jealous neighbor with your own hand. That is not your weapon, and that is not your assignment. The strategy of heaven is higher than the strategies of men. The jealous neighbor wants you to break silence, to rise in anger, to spill your words so they may use them against you. But Michael declares, be still, and let the sword of heaven do what your tongue cannot. Your first act of protection is not to move outward, but to move inward, to fortify your spirit. Silence is not weakness, silence is warfare. The stillness of your tongue builds an iron wall around your spirit that no curse can penetrate. When you do not engage, when you refuse to answer, when you deny them the satisfaction of your reaction, you strip them of their power. For envy feeds on attention, but obedience starves it to death. Even so, heaven does not leave you without instruction for the natural realm. For as the spirit is secured, so too must the earthly be guarded. Tonight, whisper this prayer with conviction. Michael, create a hedge of safety around my home, round my finances, round the transfer heaven has ordained. Let every scheme collapse, let every curse dissolve, let every hidden hand wither before it touches what belongs to me. This prayer is not empty words. It is a legal decree that activates angelic protection. But do not stop there. Take action in the natural, for wisdom demands vigilance. Confirm your transfer with your bank. Speak with the advisors who guard your accounts. Strengthen the security that surrounds your finances. Do not assume the system will shield you. Partner with heaven by acting in wisdom. Heaven will meet your diligence with supernatural covering. And when disruptions attempt to arise, whether a delay, a suspicious message, or an unauthorized request, you will already be fortified. Understand this. The jealous neighbor cannot steal what heaven has sealed, but they can delay what you leave unguarded. That is why this message arrives to you before midnight, to ensure every gate is shut, every lock is sealed, every door in the spirit is barred against intrusion. Speak this affirmation softly but firmly whenever fear attempts to rise. No weapon formed against this transfer shall prosper. No spirit of envy shall delay my blessing. No curse spoken in secret shall override heaven's decree. Each time you declare this, you sharpen a sword in the unseen. Each time you whisper this truth, you break another chain set against you. Your voice carries weight when it aligns with heaven, and heaven hears every decree you release. And now, hear this final instruction. Remain watchful, but do not tremble. Remain guarded, but do not fear. For fear feeds the enemy, but faith fortifies your shield. As you walk in silence, as you pray with authority, as you guard your financial house, know that Michael stands between you and every scheme. The jealous neighbor's whispers fall powerless, their actions collapse, their plans dissolve like smoke in the wind. You are not vulnerable. You are not unprotected. You are not at risk. You are chosen. You are guarded. You are secured. And as you remain in alignment, heaven will not allow what belongs to you to be taken. Type "I am covered" in the comments if you receive this command. Blessing code 2424 is now activated as a shield around your life, your home, and your finances. Listen carefully now, beloved, for the Spirit of God is turning the page. Until this moment, the enemy has tried to paint you as the victim, as one vulnerable to theft, delay, and sabotage. But I declare to you with authority, you are not a victim. You are a vessel of power. The jealous neighbor has whispered, but heaven has shouted louder. The spirit of envy has moved, but the Spirit of God has already overruled. What was meant to diminish you is now the very fire that will elevate you. You see, their dark intent was never about the money alone. Their schemes were aimed at your confidence, your peace, your stability. They hoped that by striking at your resources, they could weaken your faith, disrupt your alignment, and cause you to stumble. But heaven decrees otherwise. For every blow they intended, heaven is crafting a double portion of strength. For every whisper of curse, heaven is birthing a shout of blessing. For every delay, heaven is preparing acceleration. Lift your eyes now and see the vision of empowerment. You are like the eagle who has been battered by storm winds. Yet instead of being broken, the storm lifts you higher. Your wings are spread, your sight is sharpened, your authority is unshaken. The jealous neighbor thought to bury you beneath their envy, but their whispers became the very wind that now carries you into greater heights. What they meant for harm, heaven has turned for good. Consider the iron in the furnace. When the flames roar, it does not melt into weakness, it strengthens into steel. This trial is not your destruction. It is your forging. Heaven is refining you, stripping away the illusions of false friendships, revealing the truth behind smiling faces, sharpening your discernment so that when greater blessings arrive, and they will, you will not walk into them blind. You are being armed for greater battles, prepared for greater victories, and entrusted with greater treasure. Hear me well. The $500,000 transfer is not the final destination. It is the doorway. The blessing is not just money. It is a marker, a signpost, a testimony that you are aligned with the purposes of heaven. The jealous neighbor tried to shake you from your confidence, but instead, their envy has revealed the truth. You are chosen for elevation. If the enemy fights this hard at the threshold, it is because what lies beyond is even greater. So now, stand tall in your spirit. Refuse to bow to fear. Refuse to shrink back in doubt. Refuse to let their whispers define your story. You are the one whom heaven has marked. You are the one Michael guards. You are the one who carries destiny in your hands. Speak only what God has given you to speak, and let silence be your shield where flesh would tempt you to argue. From this moment forward, you do not carry the energy of a victim, you carry the mantle of a conqueror. You are not hiding from the schemes of the jealous. You are walking boldly under the covering of heaven. Every step you take is fire on the ground. Every breath you breathe is a declaration that the enemy has failed. Every moment you remain in alignment is proof that no power of darkness can override heaven's decree. Rise now in strength. Rise now in confidence. Rise now in holy empowerment. For this is the hour you move from trembling into triumph, from silence into victory, from threatened into unstoppable. Type "I am empowered" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 2525 now crowns you with strength, authority, and unshakable favor. Now the veil is lifting, beloved, and the mystery is being revealed. Do you see it? This trial was not an accident. This confrontation with jealousy, this storm of delay, this attempted sabotage by your neighbor, it has all been permitted for a divine purpose. Heaven never wastes a battle. Heaven never allows opposition without attaching to it a greater revelation. What you have endured is not punishment but preparation. What you have faced is not rejection but refinement. The Spirit of the Lord declares, this conflict has unlocked your next level of provision. The enemy thought they could cancel your $500,000 transfer, but heaven decreed it long before envy ever opened its mouth. This sum is not ordinary. It is not just currency. It is a mantle of provision, a launch point for destiny. It is the sign that you have crossed over into a new dimension of stewardship and responsibility. You are being trusted not only with resources, but with the weight of testimony. Your blessing is designed to announce the faithfulness of God in the land of the living. And understand this, had there been no attack, you might not have recognized the true value of what heaven placed in your hands. The jealous neighbor, driven by envy, became an unwilling instrument of revelation. They exposed themselves. They revealed their heart. They showed you the reality of spiritual warfare. And by their failed attempts, heaven has proven that what is yours cannot be stolen, what is sealed cannot be broken, and what is decreed cannot be overturned. Yes, the delays you faced were real. Yes, the confusion pressed against you. Yes, the betrayal cut deeply. But even in those moments, heaven was building something inside you. You are stronger now than you were before the storm began. You are wiser now than you were before the whispers arose. You are more discerning now than you were before the files went missing, and the confirmations disappeared. The trial was never about what the neighbor said. It was about what heaven was shaping inside you. And so, take courage, for this blessing is more than financial. It is generational. It is a seed that will bear fruit long after the jealous neighbor's whispers have faded into dust. It is a testimony that your name is written in heaven's book, that your destiny is certified, that your breakthrough is not optional but ordained. The spirit behind the neighbor's actions will be exposed. Their plots will be corrected. Your words will fall powerless. But you will rise, carrying the provision and the promise that heaven entrusted to you. Do not look only at the money. Look at the message. Do not focus only on the transfer. Focus on the testimony. Heaven is declaring through your life, this one is chosen. This one is sealed. This one is untouchable by the schemes of envy. And because you endured, because you remained still, because you obeyed, you now step into a dimension where favor flows without hindrance. Lift your spirit, beloved. Lift your head. For what heaven promised is already in motion. The $500,000 is not being withheld. It is being released. And with it comes favor, promotion, protection, and increase. You will see it. You will hold it. And when you do, you will remember this night when Michael stood guard and heaven declared you unshakable. Type "My destiny is sealed" in the comments if you receive this prophetic revelation. Blessing code 2626 is now pouring oil of confirmation over your life. Beloved, if this revelation has spoken to you, if you sense the weight of heaven confirming your destiny tonight, then I invite you to step deeper into this mission. When you sow into this word, you are not just supporting a message, you are helping send the fire of God into households across the nations. Each seed is like oil poured into the lamp of this ministry, keeping the flame of truth burning bright. As the word says, he who sows generously will also reap generously, and this is not distant promise. It is living reality. I feel this strongly. Every act of giving tonight is a prophetic shield over your own finances, a declaration that what God has sealed cannot be stolen. You can support through Super Thanks, YouTube memberships, or through the PayPal link in the description below. This is not a suggestion. It is a holy invitation. Step into the flow of obedience and watch the heavens respond. The moment of revelation has passed, beloved, and now the moment of activation begins. Heaven does not speak to you so that you may simply listen and return to old ways. Heaven speaks so that you may act, so that you may step into alignment, so that what is decreed in the Spirit may manifest in the natural. Tonight, the command is not only to believe but to move. This is the hour to align yourself fully with the decree of Archangel Michael. This is the hour to set yourself in agreement with what heaven has already written. You must understand this truth. Destiny does not unlock by intention alone. It responds to obedience. It responds to alignment. It responds when your spirit, your actions, and your declaration stand united before the throne. The $500,000 transfer ordained for you is already sealed in the Spirit, but your participation draws it into manifestation. What is written in heaven longs to be revealed in the earth, and your activation is the bridge. So hear the steps clearly, for they are simple yet weighty. First, lift your voice in declaration. Speak aloud this truth with boldness. I declare protection over this transfer. I declare that what belongs to me cannot be taken. I declare that heaven has secured my portion, and no hand of envy will interfere. Do not whisper these words timidly, but release them with authority, as if angels are listening, because they are. Your declarations are not empty words. They are weapons, sharp in the spirit, breaking chains you cannot see. Then, move with wisdom in the natural. Contact your bank. Confirm your records. Strengthen your security. Heaven never calls you to be careless, but to walk with diligence. By securing the natural, you partner with the supernatural. By protecting what is in your hand, You honor what heaven is releasing from its hand. This is not fear, this is stewardship. And stewardship draws increase. And finally, set aside time tonight, at the midnight hour, to align yourself in prayer. Do not speak many words. Do not battle endlessly in your own strength. Simply lift your heart and say, "Yes, Lord. Yes to your will. Yes to your decree. Yes to your protection. Yes to my destiny." That one word of agreement, yes, carries more weight than 1,000 words of doubt. Heaven does not need your striving. Heaven needs your surrender. Beloved, hear me clearly. Your yes is the key. Your yes is the seal. Your yes is the sound that shakes the heavens and causes the angels to move with urgency. Even as the jealous neighbor attempts to interfere, your agreement with heaven becomes a wall of fire around you. Their curses scatter. Their plans crumble. Their whispers dissolve. For when you say yes to God's alignment, nothing in the earth or under the earth can override it. And so, destiny is not waiting for tomorrow. Destiny is waiting for now. Tonight is not a rehearsal. Tonight is not practice. Tonight is decision. Will you declare? Will you protect? Will you align? Will you say yes? Heaven is leaning in, waiting for your response. And if you respond rightly, you will see the manifestation of the promise, the release of the transfer, the exposure of the jealous neighbor, and the unfolding of a testimony that will shake even those who doubted you. Rise now. Activate your destiny. Move in obedience. Declare your protection. Guard your blessing. Say yes to heaven. And watch as the midnight hour turns from threat into triumph. Type yes, Lord, in the comments if you receive this command. Blessing code 2727 is now released, unlocking the flow of destiny over your life. Beloved, while you sleep, while your eyes are closed and your body rests, there is a realm that does not slumber. There is a chamber where time is recorded, where words are weighed, where destinies are decided. It is the silent council of heaven, the exchange in the spirit realm. And tonight, your name has entered that council. Your case is before the throne. Your blessing is under review, not to be denied, but to be confirmed, secured, and sealed. Picture this clearly. In the throne room of heaven, the great ledger has been opened. Angels stand in formation, their eyes fixed upon the record. On one side is written the whispers of envy, the mutterings of the jealous neighbor, the curses spoken in secret shadows. Every action they thought was hidden has been documented. Every word they thought dissolved into the air has been captured. Heaven misses nothing. Heaven forgets nothing. Heaven records everything. And yet, on the other side of the ledger, there is a greater weight. There is your obedience, your silence, your faith, your agreement, your declaration that no weapon formed against me shall prosper, your whispered yes at the midnight hour, your surrender, your trust, your patience. These are not invisible acts. These are deposits in heaven's account, and they outweigh every curse. They outshine every scheme. They override every plan. The silent exchange is this: what the enemy sought to steal is being returned. What was delayed is being accelerated. What was bound is being loosed. Heaven is not only defending your transfer, heaven is multiplying it. The jealous neighbor thought to cancel it, but heaven has cataloged every attempt and marked them as seeds of reversal. For in heaven's economy, every scheme against you becomes interest added to your account. Every attack becomes a receipt of restoration. Every curse becomes fuel for blessing. Do you not see? Even now, angels are in negotiation. They are reclaiming what was stolen generations before you. They are retrieving what was delayed by systems and structures you never saw. They are writing in the book, this one is chosen. This one is covered. This one is owed restoration. And as they write, the decree goes forth. Return what belongs to them. Release what was withheld. Restore what was stolen. Accelerate what was delayed. And so, while you rest, trades are being made. The balance is tipping. The account is being reconciled. The silent exchange is unfolding in your favor. This is why Archangel Michael commanded you to remain still. This is why the word tonight was to hold your tongue. For while you are silent in the natural, heaven is loud in the supernatural. While you sleep, the war is being fought. While you rest, the verdict is being written. Fear not, beloved. You will not awaken to loss. You will not awaken to defeat. You will not awaken to delay. You will awaken to justice. You will awaken to reversal. You will awaken to the release of the blessing heaven has preserved for you. For the silent exchange is complete. Type heaven is working in the comments if you receive this revelation. Blessing code 2828 is now inscribed in heaven's ledger over your life. Beloved, hear the decree of the Lord. Justice is not coming someday. It is already in motion. The jealous neighbor thought they could halt your blessing. They thought their whispers would outweigh your obedience. They thought their dark incantations would override heaven's decree. But the truth has been written in the council of heaven. What they meant for harm will return as blessing. What they tried to steal will be restored tenfold. What they whispered in secret will be shattered in public. This is the hour of divine reversal. The scales of justice have tipped. You see them. On one side rests the envy of your neighbor, heavy with malice but powerless in weight. On the other side rests the blood of the Lamb, the obedience of your silence, the prayers you have whispered, the yes you have released to heaven's will. And the scales lean toward you. They tip in your favor. They follow the side of victory. For heaven is not neutral. Heaven does not hesitate. Heaven rises to defend the chosen, and you are marked as chosen. Even now, the hand of reversal is moving. What they tried to block is being released. What they tried to delay is being accelerated. What they thought to cancel will be confirmed with even greater power. The $500,000 transfer they sought to interfere with is not only secured, it is sealed with the fire of heaven. And the Spirit of God says, expect overflow, for the measure they fought against will be multiplied. The enemy never touches one thing without triggering sevenfold return, for heaven is just. Do not imagine for a moment that your suffering has gone unseen. A betrayal was recorded. The whispers were heard. The nights of confusion, the delays, the stress that weighed on your spirit, all of it has been taken into account. And heaven's justice is not partial, it is complete. The one who dug a pit for you will fall into it themselves. The one who set a snare for your steps will be trapped in their own net. The one who thought their hands could touch what was never theirs will find themselves empty-handed. For the word declares, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises against you in judgment, you shall condemn. And here is the reversal. What was stolen from you in secret will be restored in public. What was whispered against you in darkness will become a testimony of light. What was hidden will be revealed, and what was delayed will suddenly be accelerated. The jealous neighbor will see with their own eyes that heaven's hand is on you, and they will be powerless to stop it. They will witness your rise. They will witness your restoration. They will witness your blessing, and it will burn against their envy until they realize they fought not against flesh, but against the will of God Himself. So rest, beloved, for justice is not a dream, it is your present reality. Heaven is faithful. Heaven is precise. Heaven is unshakable. The courts have ruled in your favor, and the verdict is sealed. You are stepping now into a season where losses are overturned, where delays are undone, where blessings flow without hindrance. This is your reversal. This is your restoration. This is your justice. Type "Justice is mine" in the comments if you receive this decree. Blessing code 2929 is now manifesting over your life, sealing your reversal and multiplying your restoration. Beloved, the message has been delivered, the command hath been spoken, and the decree hath been sealed. From the very first warning, heaven revealed the truth. Before midnight, a jealous neighbor sought to cancel your blessing, to interfere with the $500,000 transfer ordained for your life. Yet through the voice of Archangel Michael, heaven has given you the strategy, the instruction, and the covering. And now, as the final words echo in your spirit, you stand not as one uncertain, but as one secured. You had heard the warning. You have felt the urgency. You have received the guidance. And now, you are walking into the assurance of victory. The jealous neighbor may still whisper. They may still glance with envy. They may still attempt one last move before the midnight hour. But hear this. Their words will fall to the ground, their curses will dissolve into smoke, their plans will return upon their own heads. For heaven has already ruled in your favor. Tonight, I release this final blessing over you. By heaven's decree, you are sealed, you are seen, you are sent. Your transfer is protected. Your finances are guarded. Your destiny is secured. You are not vulnerable, you are covered. You are not forgotten, you are chosen. You are not threatened, you are empowered. The Spirit of the Lord hovers over you. The angels encamp around you, and Archangel Michael stands at your gate with sword drawn. Nothing shall touch what heaven has ordained. So walk in peace. Confirm your transfer. Guard your silence. Rest without fear. For as you sleep, the silent exchange continues, and as you wake, the evidence of heaven's justice will unfold before your eyes. From this night forward, may your name carry the fragrance of favor, may your household be drenched in divine protection, and may your life shine as testimony that no scheme of man can override the will of God. Rise tomorrow not in trembling, but in triumph. For you have obeyed the command. You have received the warning. You have aligned with heaven. And now, the blessing is sealed. Type "IT is sealed" in the comments if you receive this closing decree. Blessing code 3030 is now wrapping around you like a shield, finalizing every word spoken tonight. Beloved, before we close this sacred moment, let me speak to your spirit one last time. You have just walked through a prophetic word of protection, revelation, and blessing. And now, you have an opportunity to keep this fire burning for others. Every time you pour into this mission, you are helping heaven's voice reach another soul who is in the same battle you once faced. When you give, you are not funding a broadcast. You are sowing into the harvest of lives transformed. The Word of God says that when you sow into good soil, the heavens open with increase, and I declare tonight that your giving becomes a prophetic act of sealing your own blessing. If this word has touched you, I invite you to release your gift through Super Thanks, YouTube memberships, or directly through the PayPal link in the description below. Do not hesitate, for obedience at this moment is alignment with heaven. Give boldly, give prophetically, and watch as heaven multiplies your seed back to you in ways beyond imagination.